trying to control flooding, you can use soft engineering strategies, and these tend to work with nature. So soft engineering strategies would be things like floodplain zoning. So if you've got a river winding its way over the floodplain, you might decide that area X is zoned, so no development can take place there, it's just left for recreation farming. Area Y, which is a bit further away, might be a moderate risk, so you might have things there that can be moved or changed, so car parks, sports playing fields, that kind of thing. And then area Z, which is further away, which is where you'd allow your development. Another thing you could do is flood warning. Flood warning just gives people time, so you monitor the levels of the river really carefully, and if you think it's going to flood, you send out warnings for people to be able to move things out of the way where possible. Another one is planting trees, or afforestation. Now, if you've got a slope without trees, the water is going to flow down that slope really, really quickly. You're going to have more water and it's going to get to the river really quickly. If you take that same slope and you plant lots of trees on it, then some of that water is going to be absorbed by the trees or the roots, and less of it is going to end up flowing into the river. The other thing you can do is river restoration. And river restoration is all about returning that river to its natural form, letting the natural ecosystem prevail. A lot of rivers have been changed over time to suit people. And the more vegetation you've got in and around the river that's natural, and the more species that you've got in there, the more likely that river is going to run normally and function normally and not flood. Question 1. How does floodplain zoning work? Floodplain zoning restricts building at the side of the rivers, and this means that if the river does flood, it isn't going to affect anything too serious. 2. How do flood warnings work? Flood warnings just allow people to prepare for a flood. They don't stop it, they just give them preparation time. 3. What is afforestation? Afforestation is planting trees, and this can be a good flood reduction measure. Lag times are very much reduced because the water is going to take longer to get into the river where there are trees, and also discharge is going to be lower because the trees will absorb a little bit of the water as well. And that's it for soft engineering.